Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. Follow me on Instagram at Perry Flips with a Z. Flips and Giggles on Whatnot, Facebook, and eBay. And if you are looking to level up your reselling game and trying to get your books and all that stuff in order, use my promo code GIGGLES or use the link in my bio on Instagram to sign up for my Reselling Genie, and you'll get 15% off the bookkeeping course and 15% off the software. I use it. I've been using it for years before they've become an affiliate of mine. Or I became an affiliate of theirs. And yeah, it's just, I'm so unorganized. So it just keeps me it keeps everything for resellers. It keeps it all in one place. It uploads all your information from Whatnot, eBay, that type of stuff, and just makes everything easier. So yeah, promo code GIGGLES, or you can check the link in my bio on Instagram to get 15% off the bookkeeping and off the course. So there we go. Another week. Oh yeah, and if you like the podcast, follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Hit notifications so you know when the show comes out, and leave a review if you can. If you can, leave a review. That helps a lot. It's going to be another quick episode today. I apologize. After this week, though, I should be able to get back on track with the regular episodes. All of our time has been on this competition. There's these fucking ants. It's the time of the year when the ants just start coming in to the house, and it's hold on, I'm gonna open this door because it's kind of fucking hot in here. Might get some outdoor sound, but whatever. I want to let the sun in a little bit. All right, sorry about that. Oh, that's gonna be too loud, isn't it? Yeah, that's gonna be too loud. Fucking A. They're doing construction up the street, and it's so goddamn loud. Oh, that's annoying. All right. Scratch that. I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's going to be another quick episode, about 30 minutes. Again, we'll be back to regular, and then I'm hoping to have the video up soon. I knew I wasn't going to have time to... What the fuck's up with this mic? I knew I wasn't going to have time to, record it and do all that stuff, edit it this week, so I just figured we'll do a quick audio. You guys are used to it anyway. And then hopefully I can get that done. I figured out how to get better music on our Whatnot. I got to do that before the show. So we advanced from round one of the next six-figure seller show. We advanced. I didn't do as well as I wanted to. We almost did as well as I wanted to. But I fucked up a couple times. We were running 7-second auctions, and one of the times I was going too quick and I hit 30 seconds, and that 30 seconds is man, it's such a momentum killer. We were doing really well. Probably would have gotten high sales, if we didn't fuck up that one time. And then I did it again, at the end, the very last auction. I probably could have gotten 3 more auctions in. And the very last one, I fucked up and I hit 30 seconds. So we did still advance. We got 4th place in sales. It was close. We didn't get any points for number of items sold or new buyers, which, we didn't. Some people did really well with that. We did okay, but we got to get that number up if we want to get more points for round 2. So I still have, a ton of good stuff to sell for high value. We're going to be doing some lots, I think, because I kind of, I wasted a lot of time doing individual Pokemon boxes. I should have just done boom, all these 3 right here, and then boom, all these 3 right here. But so yeah, it's just little things. So we know after, round 1, I don't know if anybody watched round 1 or if you were there. But it was intense. I was watching it all day, watching the competition. Some people were prepared. Some people were not. There's some people who came in and they were they had some shit happen right off the bat and they bounced back, which was really cool. But I still think that we can win. I think that we have a strong chance to win. I wish we had gotten some more points in the first round, but it is what it is. We still got, I was getting nervous because he announced the categories first, and he was like, you know, for items sold, you know, this person, he went like the lowest up for people who got points, because you could not get points for a category, you know what I mean, if you didn't do well enough. And so he did those, and like those were already above me, so I'm like, we didn't place in either one of these categories. So by the time it got to the third, I mean, I knew we sold a lot of shit, but like, yeah, once we got to the third, he started out, he's like, yeah, with 4,000 something. And so once he said that, I was like, oh, we did over $6,000. So I think the person ahead of us did, like, the person with the highest was like 6,500. We were like 6,300. So we were very, very close. And I think, you know, if we had gotten some more of people buying stuff out of the store, and if we had got to do a couple extra auctions, I think we really could have, you know, taken that high sales spot. So I like the position that we're in. We're kind of, you know, I mentally, I'm like, all right, we're an underdog now, because we, you know, we didn't get points in 2 categories. We only got points in 1. And we, you know, so we've got to make up some ground. So I'm trying to figure out what the next buyer giveaway is going to be. It's going to be big. It's nice. I got a bunch of cash right away. I think I cleared like 5,400 probably, maybe a little bit less. It was 5,500, and then I did max shipping to, you know, to get people buying. So there was a couple shipping adjustments after the fact, after that 5,500. So it was probably more like 5,350. I got to do the actual math, but so it wasn't, you know, it was definitely worth it to do the max shipping, because I think it encouraged people to buy, you know, the more expensive items. And so yeah, it was 25 minutes goes really, really fast. You think it's going to be, you know, dragging, and you think you're going to have time. And like, I thought we were going to get through most of the auctions. We almost did. We damn near almost got through every auction that I had. I had 113 auctions, and I think we got to like 97, 98, because there was like a couple things left here, a couple things here. So we were doing really well. I got burned on a couple things, or cooked, as the fucking kids say. I got cooked on some silver that's like retails for like 200 something bucks. It sold for 20. And then I had a lot of like G.I. Joe figures that I was like, oh, these will at least get like 20, 30 bucks. It got $1. So, but at that time we were just going like 5-second auctions, 3-second auctions, because I was trying to get everything done. What I should have done was just run everything that was left and done it like that. But, you know, you live and you learn. We advanced. We're very lucky that we advanced. I know I'm very lucky that I advanced. I was very confident going in, and, you know, still am confident going into the next round. I was confident throughout the day, just because, you know, a lot of the sellers, you know, they were trying hard and they were working hard, but a lot of them didn't have, like, they had a couple banger items right off the bat, and then it was just kind of like meh. So I'm going to come out round 2, and I'm going to have more bangers. And I'm supposed to go meet this lady today. She had done a post like saying she had a whole thing of tools and all this shit. And so I reached out and was like, hey, do you guys have any of this? And she's like, yeah, we have all that stuff. So I'm going to see her today. Hopefully get some more stuff to sell. I was going to buy a storage unit today, but it was 10 by 15. And it was like 45 minutes away. So I was going to have to like buy it and then rent it for a month, because I was not going to have time to go through it. And I was going to do it just because, like, oh, we can pull the stuff out of it and then, you know, have stuff to sell for this big sale. But a lot of the stuff, but this thing was like filled to the fucking door, you know what I mean? So I had to like dig through, and it would have been like, I would not have had time to, because I got to prep the show still. So yeah, that's yeah, so I just didn't have time to buy that storage unit. But maybe you know, in this next week or so, we'll be able to buy a storage unit, you know, one that looks like it's got some promise. And hopefully, you know, hopefully we're still in it after this week. It took me forever to do the packaging. I was gonna have my cousin come because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna probably need some help. Sorry, my kid, of course. I got sick like right before this competition, so that's awesome too. I'm basically Michael Jordan with the flu game. That was a joke. I know I'm not the fucking goat. So I told my cousin like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna need you because a lot of it was like sticker sales and like shit I just threw in an envelope. And so I banged all that stuff out, and then like halfway through and then I finished up and I thought I was done, and then I realized I was like, oh, I only had this thing up to like showing 50 on the page. So then I did like up to 150 or 250 to see it all. And I had a ton more shit to do. So it took me 3 trips to the post office. I was going to do a pickup, but they charge you like $27. And I didn't think about it till like last night. So I was like, well, I'm already going to be going out to like drop the kids off at school. So I might as well just take it. And, they were waiting for me anyway. So, and then after I went to the post office with like a huge order, and the postmaster, the guy I was telling you guys about, who was like, it would be great if your zip code was whatever. And I'm like, so I was dropping all that stuff off, and he was like, yeah. He was giving me the receipt. He's like, oh man, if only your zip code was whatever. I forget what the zip code is there. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't like what the fuck do you want me to do, buddy? Like pay for a fucking P.O. box that I don't use. So I might, for the next show at least, change the return address to the P.O. box. So he'll be a little bit happier that I did that. So I'm going to try to remember to do that before. I got so much shit to do. But I'm definitely not going to have to do as much setup as the first show. Like the first show, if you saw the setup, it was fucking... I had 113 auctions set up, and I had it like in a row, in order. Everything was out in order. So I went through everything by order of like what it was. And so, yeah, it was, we're still working out what we're going to do for round 2. Not working out what we're going to do for round 2, but it's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to hire the mod this time. It's going to be a little bit of a slower show. I think the rapid pace saved us and also hurt us. You know what I mean? It kind of like, it didn't give me enough time to talk about the things I needed to talk about and push people to where I needed to push them. So I'm hoping that this week we'll have a little bit more of the kinks worked out, and then we get a little bit of a breather if we make it through this round. We'll have a little bit of a breather to go into round 3, which is June 1st. And if we make it to June 1st, I don't even really care. We're going to make so much money just on these 3 shows that it's, it's kind of like, all right, we made it to the dance, whatever. So it would be nice if we do win the whole thing, but we've got not like a huge uphill battle, but we got a battle. But it's all right. We're used to battling here at Flips and Giggles LLC. All right. Anything else about that show that I wanted to talk about? We had my friends here too. Shout out to Dan and his wife Nicole. And after the show, he texted me because they were here helping us. He texted me. He's like, I just realized we didn't buy anything from the show. And I was like, yeah, that's probably something we should make sure we don't do for next time, because like it was close. Like if they had bought like $5 to $6 items each, like, or 10 to 20, like we would have easily gotten over that threshold. So this week I think it's going to be a much different result. I think we're going to do a lot better in the buy it now because and it was also I loaded it with like 400 items, and I knew I had made a mistake. Like right before the show, I was kind of doing a last second check, and I was scrolling through all of the listings that I had put in, and I was like, all right, this is a little bit much. Like you had to go through Star Wars figure after Star Wars figure, and it was just not worth it to do all that, which kind of sucks because it did take away from some of the other stuff that could have been selling in there. So definitely retweaked the shop. Shop's already like ready to go. I got one more like bulk listing that I need to put in. And then, we will be pretty much ready to go fire it up for Friday night, Friday at 5 p.m. And then I got to fucking pack all those orders again. My wife's, of course, working on the weekend, so I'm going to be home with the kids. I'll probably try to, I'm not going to, it doesn't have to be out until Tuesday, which is nice. Like, I'm not going to get it out for Saturday. It's not going to happen. So I might get like a couple of them out. I might do like a couple small ones, like maybe do all the easy ones, the what's it called? The giveaways and all the just stickers and shit that can go in envelopes. So that might be the game plan for that. And yeah, so we had the townwide yard sale this past Saturday. And I think I say this every time there's a townwide yard sale, but it's just not worth, like, I need to just remember and be like, all right, go anywhere else. Just go somewhere else that's nowhere near this townwide yard sale, because everybody's going to be here. And a lot of the stuff is not that great. It was not like worth driving all over town. Like, I didn't really get any home runs. I spent a lot of money. I did go to one sale on Friday because the lady had said she had like Pokemon and the fuck did she say she had? Vintage clothes. So I went there. She had nothing really like cool vintage, but like it was whatever. And so that was Friday. They were supposed to have another sale Saturday and Sunday. Like it was like a neighborhood sale Saturday and Sunday, but Friday they were all set up. So then Sunday I went out again. There was some more. Oh shit, this door just blew open, but I think they're not doing construction right now, so it should be all right. And so Saturday, yeah, so I went out around my town, and then I went out to the surrounding town, was having another townwide. And that I actually did a little bit better there because they were a lot slower, like slower in terms of like traffic for their sales. And I think it was because they didn't do a great job of advertising, and Wareham's townwide sale was right next door. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot, but I did all right. I went to one sale, and the lady had said she had like Lego and like Pokemon cards. So I look, and she's got a bunch of Pokemon cards, and it's literally like all modern base, and it's like one small box of Pokemon cards. I'm like, oh, how much is this? And she's like, I don't know. It's my husband's stuff. Let me call him. So she calls him. He gets on the phone. He's like, $50. I'm like, okay. So then they had a big bin of Lego. I'm like, oh, how much is this? And she was off the phone with the husband at this point. And she's like, oh, man. She's like, I wish he was here. This is all his stuff. He's at soccer. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, like $50. And I was like, would you do 30? And she's like, And this other lady was there who was like helping her. She's like, what about meeting at 35? I was like, sure, I'll do 35. I should have fucking gave her the money and paid for it. Because then she like called the husband to ask about something else, and she told him that she was selling it for 35. He was like, no, we want $7 a pound. I'm like, where are you getting these fucking numbers? Like, I know that that's probably the going rate, like, but I don't even think it is. It's probably like $5 a pound, and that's if you sell it on eBay. So I was just like, all right. As soon as she said that, I was like, all right, I'm good. And I just walked away. So they didn't sell anything. And they were starting like 2 hours later than everybody else. So they definitely didn't sell shit. So I don't understand. And then I went to a sale Sunday because there was a few like sales that didn't have them on Saturday. And this one guy, he had like, the fuck was it? It was like a mongoose or a Schwinn bicycle. And he wanted 20 on it. It was like 3 hours into his sale. They were ending like an hour or two later. So I was like, oh, would you do 10 on it? He's like, nah, I can't go anything less than 20. I was like, all right. Well, I was like, I would do 15 if you go down to 15. He was like, no, it's brand new. And I'm like, looking at the seat, and the seat has a big chunk taken out of it. I'm like, you need to learn what brand new means. Like, just because it's lightly used doesn't mean it's not used. It's used. Like, people try to do that shit all the time at yard sales. Like, this is brand new. I only used it one time. Well, then it's not brand new. Brand new means it's brand new from the brand in the package with all the seals, all that shit. But then I got home, and I did okay on Sunday. I did all right. I got some shoes. I got some decent stuff. And then I got home, and this lady sent me a message on Facebook. Luckily, I was just about to walk out the house to take the dog for a walk. And she's like, hey, my sister-in-law, somebody, she's like, just got here, and she's got video games. Get over here. So, like, I shot over there as quick as I could. And I showed up, and she had, like, a Nintendo DS Lite pink, which was, like, selling for like $300 on eBay. And then she had like a PlayStation 3, some games. One of the games that she had for the DS was Pokemon White. So I sold that at the auction. So I got a little bit less than I would have got on eBay, but it all moved. It helped me win. I sold the DS on the show for like $150. So yeah, I made some money back. I still have. I'm going to sell the PS3 is backwards compatible, so I'm going to sell that on the next show. And then, so yeah, that was cool. I got there and then they had more stuff set up. So I browsed around and shopped around. But then I saw that she had posted the picture of the video games online, like for her yard sale. I was like, oh damn, I got there like just in time, because if I had missed her text, I would have missed out. So I'm really glad she hit me up, and I'm glad I didn't miss out. And then, so yeah, that was the what yard sales. Oh, the first sale I went to on Saturday. So this lady had a sale like starting at 7:30. So I went by at like 7. There was no signs of life. So I was like cruising around, and I hit a couple places that weren't open yet. So I was like, I'll go back to that lady. She should be open by now. So it's like 7:15 at this point. And the door was open. It was like in a business, and I could see yard sale stuff and a yard sale sign. So I go in, and the lady's like on the other side of the room. So I'm like, hi, are you open? No answer. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hi, are you open? No answer. Hi, excuse me, are you open? No fucking answer. Not even acknowledging me. And then finally she like looks up and sees me, and she's like, oh, 7:30. She was fucking deaf. Sorry, I didn't mean that was a bad deaf voice, but that's what she did. I was like, oh. I was like, are you okay if I shop around? I like, whenever I'm talking to deaf people, I don't know sign language, but I know that they can read lips, so I always try to like enunciate. And so she was like, yeah, sure, come ahead. So I look around, and all of her stuff is priced wildly high. So I'm like, fuck, man. So I found one. It was a fairy lamp, which is like, what the fuck? It's like this glass lamp. People were selling them for crazy money on an auction a couple days before that. That's the only reason I knew what they were. So I grabbed that, and that actually ended up being a good thing to add into the auction. I think that was the last thing we got through. And then, but yeah, so trying to negotiate though was like, she looked up the thing online. She's like, oh, it's valuable. And I was like, okay, so how much do you want for it? And she's like, $20. I was like, all right, fine. So I made like, I think 120 on that one. So that was a nice little pickup. And then I went, and then it was the weekend. So I was trying to I had a lot of my stuff done. So I was trying to chill for a little bit with the kids and play, because I've been so busy with this competition. I feel bad for my children. Even though I'm with them all the time. So yeah, it's been busy. It was a good weekend. Again, townwide sales, man. I don't know what it is, but I just need to remember it is not worth it. It is not worth it to go to those, because it's just not. I'll do better somewhere else. I should just remember that. Of course, there's a townwide yard sale coming up in 2 weeks. What happens is they do a townwide yard sale, and then nobody else has a yard sale, and you're like, fuck, and then I end up going there anyway. But then I go there late because I'm looking for other shit. So it's a hard one to get right, guys. Hard one. Where am I at? Let me see what I've got. I got a couple notes to talk about, and then we'll wrap it up here at about 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, my fucking daughter, dude. She keeps telling me about a field trip. She's like, oh, we've got this field trip. And I'm excited because I'm like, oh, I want to be a chaperone. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want to tell the kids, yo, my job is way cooler than your dad's job. One kid will be like, oh, my dad's a cop. I'll go, well, that seems good, in theory. You're looking over your shoulder wondering if someone's going to pop your kid in the head for for putting them away, you know what I mean? Just say that to a fucking 5-year-old. He's like, what? So the field trip. So she's been talking about it, knows nothing about it. And then, of course, we just got the permission slip. And it's while we're going to be away on vacation. And, of course, my daughter was super upset. So that was a fun one. She was really looking forward to it, but we already booked the flight. You know what I mean? It was we booked it earlier in the summer because we didn't think that the kindergartners were going to be going till fucking almost July. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? They're in kindergarten. Like, they don't need to make up days. So they're going to be in school for like another 2 weeks after we get back. But yeah, I'm really bummed that she's missing out on that. That shit sucked. Sorry, there's a lot of ums in this today, and I'm not going to cut them out, so you're going to be stuck with it. Oh yeah, and then I was at this fucking yard sale. It was I think it was one of like the last sales I went to at the town-wide sale, like at the town next door. And they had like all this like uranium glass. They actually had beads. She had like a box of bead stuff, like jewelry stuff that we've been selling. And I was like, oh, how much for this bin? She's like, I'm not selling it by the bin. I was like, what the fuck, you lady? Like, the sale was almost over. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's just like, I don't understand people in their yard sales. Why did you bring this stuff out if you didn't want to sell it? Like, I'll buy it all from you right now. So she was just being a little biatch. Anyway, there was this other guy at the sale, and he was like a feminine guy. I'm going to go ahead and assume that he's into dudes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just to set up the story, to tell you kind of who this guy was. And he's like a younger guy, tall, like thin guy. And he kept telling them his name was Babe. And, so like, I'm looking through stuff, and then he starts talking to me about what I'm buying. I'm just like, okay, just fucking leave me alone. And not because he was fucking gay, but just because he was doing too much. He was just like, one of those people that's just like in everybody's business, and and he kept calling himself Babe. It's like, dude, that's not your name. So, but I did it. But like, it was these old ladies who were running the sale, and so he keeps going, my name's Babe, blah, blah, blah. And the lady goes, what's your real name? He goes, oh, I'm Caden, blah, or some fucking shit. I forget what it was. One of those fucking stupid ass Gen Z names. And so the lady's like, oh, okay. She's like, I thought it was going to be Babe Ruth. And it's like, it's such a shitty roast, but coming from an old lady, because it's like, she's clearly trying to make fun of him and roast him for his stupid ass name that he's going by. And, it's just, I love old lady roasts, because they're never funny. Like, they're never as funny or clever as they think it is. But they just, it's in their mind, like, that's the like what they can say to this person to kind of like make fun of them. Like, she said it in a way that she was just like, yeah, you're fucking, they don't like that weirdo shit. Old people do not like that weirdo shit where you're making up names for yourself and like, living in this world where you're like, this is my identity. It's like, all right, dude, cool. You can be fucking gay and out there without like being a fucking weirdo, like making up names and pseudonyms and all this shit. And the old ladies, they don't like it. It's funny. It's fucking funny to me when they roast people who things they don't understand. They're just like, I don't get what this fucking guys do. I didn't get it. I'm like, all right, why are you calling yourself Babe? Like, it's not even a cool nickname. Like, Babe, like the pig. Come up with a better nickname. You know what I mean? But yeah, that an old lady roast like that, it's never hurtful, but it's the intention is there, and it's the best that they're gonna come up with, and so every time it makes me laugh. Like, I chuckled out loud at the yard sale because it was funny. So that was that. All right, what else do we got here? We've got, oh yeah, I've been in this group text for the next six-figure seller. It's like on the Whatnot app. Oh my God, I fucking hate group texts. I really do. Like, I haven't even been responding to them anymore because it's just nonstop. I'm like, you guys know we're all in a competition right now, right? And we're all trying to pack up orders, get shit ready, and you fuckers want to sit and play Kumbaya. Somebody last night, I was about to go to bed. It was like 11 o'clock. And somebody in the group text goes, hey guys, what's the most rare and random thing you've ever found at a yard sale or an estate sale? I'm like, I gotta go to bed, dude. What are we doing here? What, like, and then by the time, like, there's so many group texts that by the time I catch up, I'm like, I don't want to say anything because now I'm fucking 4 hours late to this thing. I'm like, hey, yeah, no, just because, yeah. Like, the fuck? I hate group texts. And now I'm in two of them because they still have the season one going. And then those fucking losers who aren't even, who didn't advance. are still in there talking shit, not talking shit, but just like, trying to still be involved. It's like, you're me and you are not the same. I'm in round 2 and you are not. So I don't need to be in a fucking group text with you anymore. Leave me alone. Oh man. But I'm different, man. I don't, I'm very bad at like promoting myself. But like, and I was cool. Like I was surprisingly not nervous. Like I got nervous the middle of the day, and then once the show was about to start, like I don't get nervous. And I think it's only going to get better like the next show, like cuz I've got a little bit more time. So I'm not going to be like, scrambling to get this in or that in. So I think it'll be good. People gave me compliments on how calm I was. Because a lot of people just fucking yell at you on that app. They're like, bad, 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 bad. I'm like, Jesus Christ, fucking, I hear you, dude. Like, maybe people just do it so they'll shut the fuck up, but that's not how I do things. That's not how winners do things over here. All right, that's the podcast. Don't forget, if you are looking to level up your reselling game and you're going to use my reseller Genie, use my promo code GIGGLES. You'll get 15% off the software and 15% off their bookkeeping course. Very, 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 very helpful. Has helped me stay on track with my taxes and all that shit. It just makes things that much easier. It integrates with your accounts on eBay, whatnot. I think it does like Mercari and all that stuff too. I'm not sure exactly which ones it does, but definitely the big ones. And make sure you follow the show. Leave a review. Hit the notifications so you know when we come on. And if you're around, Friday night at 5 p.m. is round 2. Friday night at 5 p.m. is round 2. We're going to be coming with a bigger giveaway than the first one. The first one was a like $150 Pokemon card. And then the second one was like a brand new Patriots jersey that you could only get through winning it. So it was like, not something you could buy. So those are the 2 giveaways for that one. And I'm trying to do something big for this one. So I'm working on locking down a nice prize for that. And if you do come into the show, there's a ton of stuff for like $1 to $3 in our shop. That's the easiest way to help us out, is just buy a bunch of shit in there if you can. You know what I mean? You don't have to spend, $100. You can spend $10 to $20 and get like 10 to 20 things. And it will support us out a lot. And follow me on Instagram at Perry Flips with a Z. On Facebook, eBay, and whatnot, it's Flips and Giggles. Thank you guys so much. I promise you we'll be doing longer shows again. I'll have more shit to talk about other than this competition. But maybe you like hearing about the competition. It's just what we got going right now. We're trying to win. And thank you guys so much. I will be back next week with another episode. So see you then.